Morning everyone. Today is Thursday the 19th of April. Didn't know what month we were in there. Been a little while again since I've been on, so I thought I'd just have a quick catch up because this morning I'm having an endoscopy or gastroscopy, whichever you call it, basically camera down the throat, because I've Barrett's esophagus, which is all to do with reflux and everything. So every so often they have to check it. So I think it was 5 years ago I had my last one. Really should have them every 3 years, but I get so nervy and worried about them that I tend to leave them, which I shouldn't do really. But anyway, so obviously this morning I'm trying to keep myself really sort of busy, not thinking about anything. I had my breakfast at 6:30 this morning, because you can't eat for, have a light breakfast about 6 hours before going in. So my appointment is at 1:30 this afternoon. So having a little bit of sedation. Although when I've had sedation before, I've never really noticed it. But when I read other people's experiences on Dr. Google, they seem to feel like they've been knocked out. So I'm going to have a word with the nurses and doctors today. I just wonder, because if they give everybody the same dose, and because obviously I'm on the larger side compared to everybody else, it doesn't really have the impact on me, because while they're doing the procedure I'm absolutely fully awake, and then after it I then fall asleep for 2 hours, which to me defeats the object. But anyway, so trying to keep myself calm, and I thought, you know what, I'm not being on YouTube for a few weeks now. Of course, the last time I came on I was full of the joys of spring, that yeah, they had my file at Stoke and things were starting to move on. Hey, guess what? I got back onto the phone to Stoke. Yes, they may have received my file, but it's still not on the system. So they can't give me a time scale for a date, but are saying anything between 8 to 10 months. And that is just for initial to see the consultant. That's not even, a surgery date or anything. And of course they then say to you, oh, well, when you've seen the consultant, because you've completed all of, tier 3, tier 4, whichever it is you need to complete, then, within 2 weeks you'll get a date. Do you know what? I don't trust them and I don't believe them. And I just think it's a really sorry state of affairs that you're working, or you're going to be going to a hospital that nobody knows what anyone's doing. The left hand doesn't know what the right hand's doing, and basically you sort of think, is this the right hospital for me? Should I be going there? Anyway, I rang Aintree up and did a mini complaint about the whole process, and I'm actually going back to Aintree in June to see the dietitians, so I'm going to have a word with them about it all, because at the moment emotionally I'm just all over the place. Because 1 minute I'm thinking, yay, by the end of the year I'll have my bypass. Now I'm thinking, is it going to be the middle of next year? Different people who I know are going to Stoke are all being told different things to me. So I genuinely think when you phone them and somebody on the other end of the phone picks it up, they will tell you what they know, but there's no consistent message. So one day, one of the secretaries will hear one thing, another day a different secretary will hear something, and it's not their fault. They're only dealing, with what they can, with the resources that they've got. And again, if you listen to what people are saying, there's only 3 surgeons for the whole of the Northwest. Well, when you think, how many people within the Northwest and all the different hospitals that are going to be feeding into Stoke, you sort of think, is 3 surgeons enough? But I suppose that's not for me to worry about really. All I need to think about is me. And as I said, my emotions are all over the place. I've stopped. When I found out that, I'd made the decision to have the bypass, and I almost took my foot off the pedal really. I thought, oh, it's okay, I'm going to have my bypass soon. I can deal with this. I stopped my, no chocolate thing. But then, as I said in my last blog, that wasn't the best thing really, having the no chocolate, because I was just eating any sort of sweet stuff. So I then thought, right, well, I'll just eat chocolate again. And then I went, all over Easter, I went really downhill and just ate anything that was edible, really. I'd stopped running. I wasn't really exercising, and I was just sort of going down and down in this spiral of, I don't want to use the word depression, because I wasn't depressed, but because I was still carrying on with day-to-day life and, enjoying my life. But I suppose depressed at the situation. That's probably the best way to put it. I was depressed at the situation, and I could feel myself getting bigger and bigger and bigger. But was it making me change? No, it wasn't. And then, again, we all get that light bulb moment, don't we? We think, right, we've got to get a grip here. So I went out and I did a little bit of a run. And because, obviously, I'm a lot bigger than your average runner, I sort of say to people, oh, don't run with me, you go ahead and leave me, because I'm too worried about them. And they're saying to me, no, it's fine. So then I don't feel like I am running to my ability that is for the best for me, because I'm trying to keep to their pace, which is far too fast for me at the moment. And obviously I then start slowing down, which then slows them down, and it just gets ridiculous. So I then started making excuses when it came to running. It's like, oh, no, it's so fine, I'm busy and I'm working, which technically I was working, so I wasn't making that up. But no. And then we went and did a walk up Revington Pike on Easter Saturday, which was really lovely, because I actually managed it really, really well compared to the time that I'd done before. So I was really, really pleased with that. And again, we went with some lovely friends, but I was doing that same thing. Oh yeah, you go on ahead and leave me, because again, I'm thinking about other people instead of myself. Not wanting to hold them back. And my lovely friend just said, look, this is not a race, we are all going up together. So that was lovely. We all went up together, we all came down together, obviously, and we had a really lovely day. And again, slowly I've been going out and doing a little bit more running, and starting to get my head round it again. So now what I've actually said to my friends, right, when I go out running, this is the pace I'm going to run at. If you want to run with me, then that's great. If you don't, I totally understand. And do you know what? The past couple of times when I've been out and run with my friends, it's been really, really good. And so that's getting a little bit more of my confidence back. My weight, because over Easter and from the middle of February actually, but really compounded over Easter, I'd put like a stone on. And I'm thinking, crikey, I'm here banging my drum about, Stoke not calling me for any appointments. I can imagine if they called me for an appointment tomorrow, they would say, sorry, you can't have you've put weight on. So yeah, I've got to stop moaning. I've got to start being proactive, and I've got to start being positive. So anyway, this week, lots of, sorting myself out. So the weight is slowly starting to come down. Do you know what? If I just do a pound a week, I'd be more than happy. I've actually stopped going to Slimming World because that was getting too competitive for me. I'm a very competitive person, and if I'm not always winning, I start to tell myself I'm not very good and I'm useless. So I just thought, no, in my own world, I'm going to aim for a pound a week and see how we go, and not put that pressure on me. So yeah, so that's where I'm up to really. I promise one day I'm actually going to come on and not moan about my weight, but this is my journey, and I hope in a year's time I will have had my op, and I can look back and see those struggles. And even, in 2 or 3 years' time, if I'm starting to struggle, I can look back and think, wow, that's where I was, and look where I am now, and keep going and things like that. So talking to keep going, I'm going to go now. I'm going to keep myself busy, drinks of water before I go and pick my husband up, who will then take me to the hospital and then pick me up later. Anyway, catch up with you all soon. I hope you're all doing well with your own journeys and whatever stage that you're at, and I really appreciate all the people that are watching my YouTube. Please give me a like. Any questions in the box, leave them down there. I will answer them as we see them, and hopefully see you soon in my junk room. Okay, have a good day everyone. Bye.